Class is in session here at Based on a Book, and we're studying book adaptations like there's going to be a pop quiz. It's time for roll call. I'm Lindsey, and I don't test well.
I'm Crystal, and I won't tell if you cheat.
And I'm Keri, studying to be a final girl.
All right, everyone's accounted for. Let's sharpen those pencils and talk about There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins in its 2021 Netflix adaptation. Because at Osborne High, the real test isn't multiple choice, it's survival. And what's her name? Makani Young? See, I told you I don't test well. Makani Young is trying to keep a low profile after moving from Hawaii to this small Nebraska town. But things start getting real creepy as someone starts targeting students at Osborne High, breaking into their houses, moving stuff around, and then killing them in gruesome ways. Makani and her friends are trying to figure out who's next, all while she's dealing with her own past that she's desperately trying to keep hidden. So yeah, creepy killer, high school secrets, and a whole lot of paranoia. Pretty much the perfect recipe for a back-to-school slasher, right?
Yep. I like how you asked yourself.
Right?
It's Makani, right? Right? Okay, let's go.
Like, can I please just say this name? I knew it was.
Yeah.
Why?
You got it right.
But how did the movie hold up to the book? Let's get into our ratings and see what we really thought. And I want to start with our final girl in training, Keri.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I gave this book 3 slashers. I thought this was pretty good. Really great potential. I mean, this book is like a teenage, like, slasher horror book, but it's got like a little bit of romance in here. Okay. It's got a little teenage love story in here. So that was kind of exciting, but it had a lot of slow moments for me. And it just had a little bit of boring moments, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I thought it was kind of average.
Crystal?
Okay, so before I tell you how I rated this, I need to let you know that...
Disclaimer.
So, we've discussed a lot on the podcast how, for the most part, we don't look up trailers or reviews or whatever ahead of time, that we prefer to go into things kind of blind, right?
Yeah.
And I did that with this book, and I didn't even look up a synopsis or a plot or anything like that. It was just
especially with a thriller or a horror,
right? Because the few times that I have looked stuff up, it's definitely ruined certain reveals, you know. So I went into this completely blind. I knew the title. I knew that it had something to do with school or some sort, because that's our theme this month. Somehow I missed that this was young adult. And I went into this terrified, because this is literally the someone inside your house is one of my biggest fears. The monster stuff, don't get me wrong, I don't like it, but I don't it is not a giant. I'm not gonna have a nightmare about a lot of monsters. I'm gonna have nightmares about people inside my house, about somebody creeping outside the window, whatever. And so I was terrified to read this book. And when I started the first chapter, I remember thinking, it's really weird for them to open with the POV of a high schooler, but all right, weird choice, but let's see what happens.
Oh no.
The whole book is set in high school. I had no idea. Having said that, it wasn't nearly as terrifying as I thought. It was definitely still scary. It was definitely creepy, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, okay. But I did give this a 2 secrets.
Okay.
I'm glad I read it. It was a little more enjoyable than I anticipated, but it's still just not my thing.
That's totally fair.
The only reason I knew it was young adult was because it's by Stephanie Perkins, who also does young adult romances. I don't know if either of you have heard of Anna and the French Kiss. It's this whole young adult romance.
I feel like I have heard of that, actually.
Yeah, it's a young adult romance series. And I remember when I first started watching like BookTube, that was like a huge series that everyone would read. Like this was like a while ago, like a long time ago. Everyone would read this series. And that was like a very popular, like how things go viral on Book Talk, that it would go viral on BookTube. And I remember that was like something everyone was reading. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's this author and it's for like a horror novel. I don't know. It was very strange.
I seriously completely missed that. Completely
Well,
missed
what
it.
do you think they were going to school for the theme?
Well, I thought maybe like college or you know,
true.
like I don't know how I just and then like I think I saw like, one of you I think had said something like, you know, it's got Scream vibes or something like that. And
Oh yeah,
Scream was college, wasn't it? I don't remember.
Nope.
No, was it high school?
It was
I don't
high
remember.
school.
Either way, I just right over my head and I was so scared. I was so afraid to read this. I remember telling you guys that I was terrified to watch this movie, that like I was putting it off. Come to find out, it's high schoolers.
That's why I said it was very similar to Fear Street.
Yeah.
See, and you said that, and then like you said something about the gore, and I was like, the gore isn't the part I liked, you know. But we'll say I liked the movie better than the book. So you were right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I gave this one 3.5 suspicious classmates. It had its moments, but the overall slasher vibe I kind of liked.
Yeah,
and the kills were interesting.
Boy, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I'm excited to talk about the difference between the book and the movie because
yes,
we got to get into this. We have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help because there
were you
are
confused? Because I was confused.
But a lot of differences. Yes, like the whole plot.
Yeah,
it's not the whole plot, but yeah,
mostly.
Right.
They like stuck with the idea and like the general plot. Like there's a lot of adaptations where they'll stick with the idea and then kind of run with it. It definitely like stayed in the vicinity of the plot.
Right. And most of the characters were the same.
Yeah, but they put their own spin on it to the point where there were drastic differences.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. But now that you know how we rated the book, it's time to get into the good stuff. And fair warning, we are about to spill all of the secrets. If you haven't read or watched There's Someone Inside Your House yet, consider this your official heads up. From here on out, we'll be talking about major plot points, shocking reveals, and who's behind the mask. But of course, before we dive in, I just want to warn everyone that There's Someone Inside Your House contains graphic descriptions of murder and violence, bullying, and themes of grief and trauma. So if any of these are sensitive topics for you, please proceed with caution. But with warnings out of the way, let's start grading this adaptation. We're diving headfirst into the halls of Osborne High to see how the movie stacks up against the book. In the book, we open with Haley Whitehall, Osborne's drama queen, literally. She's being chased around her house by an egg-shaped kitchen timer, so she decides to nap it off. And then, boom, her neck slit open. So immediately the book is like setting a creepy tone. It's got the home invasion.
And you know what? I caught on. I was like, oh, this person, they're going to die immediately. They're going to die immediately.
Anytime the book was switching perspective, you're like, oh, bye.
Yep.
Totally different opening in the movie. Football player Jackson Pace wakes up to his house covered in photos of him hazing his classmate Caleb. The killer slices Jackson's heels, and then
I hate that. I hate like an Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Yep.
like damaging your Achilles heel. That
Mhm.
is the worst to me.
I
That
always
is the
think
absolute worst.
I always think Evil Dead with that one, but yeah. Mm-mm. By heels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't walk.
Yeah.
Freaks me out.
But then he stabs him to death wearing the mask of Jackson's face.
Immediately, I'm going, what's going on? Because at this point, I've read the book.
Uh-huh.
I'm now watching the movie. I had not seen like trailer, anything like that, because I want to go in completely blind into the movie.
Mhm.
And I'm going, what the heck is going on?
Mhm. Immediately.
Because I know from the book
That was not a thing.
that,
Nope.
this was not a thing where we are torturing the person that we are offing with pictures of their past or whatever event that they did
Mhm.
or terrible thing that they did.
Mhm.
And we are not wearing a mask.
Right.
And we're
And
not wearing
then
a mask of the person that we are offing.
right. And while he is being killed or has just been killed, the killer sends out like this mass text to everyone in the school, in the town, with
Mhm.
footage of what he has done, you know, which is also not a thing that happens in the book. This like revealing that this guy was
Yeah.
a horrible person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
see that this motive is happening, what the motive is, in the first few seconds of the movie.
Mhm.
We don't know a motive whatsoever for a really long time in the book.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I want to throw this out there immediately because this was my first thought. I see the mask, and when they're doing the opening credits, you see that the mask is 3D printed.
Yeah.
And immediately I'm like, oh, this person has money. Small town in
Right?
Nebraska, this person has money.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Also, I don't know about you guys. The killer in the movie and the killer in the book are different. That's not really spoiling anything. They're
Yep.
different.
Yep.
But I knew who the killer in the movie was instantly.
Yep. Immediately.
Instantly.
Mm-hmm.
It was so I and I kind of hated that
Mm-hmm.
because
Hated it.
legitimately especially I don't mind that it was a different character. That doesn't bother me. But that it was so easy and quickly figured out. It's just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, where's the fun in watching this when I already know what's going on?
And I feel like it was so, I want to say like typical. Like
Yeah.
this was a very typical route to go
Yeah.
in like a teenage slasher, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Like I feel like I've seen this story before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel
Particularly Scream, the original
Right.
Scream movie.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Makani and her friends, Darby and Alex, this is in the book, they're gossiping about Haley's murder at school when Ollie shows up with his pink hair, and Alex immediately suspects that he's the killer. In the movie, Makani's friend group is much bigger. There's Alex, Darby, Zach, Rodrigo, and then Caleb joins the mix, and they're all sitting together at lunch, and Caleb's being shunned because of the hazing scandal from when Jackson was killed, because he was the one in the video.
I do want to say, I love this cast.
It's a good cast.
I really like this cast. Like I was just really drawn in to, like, in the book, I'm not really drawn into anyone individually besides the main characters, which feels like Makani
Mhm.
and Ollie, just because their relationship is kind of the main focus of the book. The
Mhm.
side characters are just kind of present.
Yep.
In the movie, all the side characters feel very much like in our face, and it's really enjoyable. And I really like that a lot more in the movie versus the book. Like, this friendship group feels like real people to me.
Mhm.
And I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yeah, like you mentioned, I want to talk about Makani and Ollie's relationship. In the book, Ollie is quiet and misunderstood, and Makani sticks up for him, especially after they have a fight with the football team. So this brings them to slowly reconnect in the book. And in the movie, it takes so much longer for their relationship to actually build.
Yeah.
The movie did them so, like, don't upset me right now.
So
The movie
dirty.
did them
Yep.
so damn dirty.
Yep.
Mhm.
I was like, this is not my Makani, because my Makani was an incredible character in the book.
Mhm.
Okay. She was amazing, and she was kind,
Mhm.
and she had gone through a lot. But you
Yep.
know what? She was very kind to her friends and very kind to Ollie and
Yep.
forgiving with Ollie. Okay. And Ollie was extremely kind and amazing to Makani, and they
Mhm.
had good communication after they had a misunderstanding. Because what had happened was they like had a fling over the summer, and then high school started, and they see each other, and they both like kind of look at each other and like think that the other person doesn't want to be seen with each other after their little summer fling, and then it's like a misunderstanding because the other person thinks that, oh, she doesn't want to be seen with me because she's with her friends, and then that's what they think of each other, and she thinks the same of Ollie, that that's what he's thinking, and they
Mhm.
don't speak for a while. And
Mhm.
then they reconnect, they have a conversation, figure it out, and that's in the very beginning of the story, and their relationship builds
And
throughout the
then
rest of the story.
instantly in the book, Makani is like, opens this up to her friend group that, like,
Yes.
this is my friend Ollie. He is going to be in our group now.
Mhm.
Like, it,
Mhm.
and in
The
the movie,
movie does him so damn dirty and does Makani so dirty, making her seem she's always trying to hide their relationship from everybody,
yep,
is mean to him, like just
Mhm.
being like, I don't want to be seen with you, I don't want to talk to you. We're only going to do everything in private and all that stuff, and is extremely suspicious of him. She was always defending Ollie during any type of suspicion,
Mhm.
and the story made him look extra suspicious because that was like the obvious route to go.
Right.
right.
And I was like, why I gotta do him so dirty? He was such a kind human.
We
And
didn't even
Makani's
get to
so kind.
we didn't get to see him charming Grandma Young with the jigsaw puzzles and
No, I
That
know.
was that was the biggest disappointment in the movie. I kept yelling at the movie. I was like, "How dare you? How dare
Yep,
you?" It
yep.
yep.
was horrible.
Yeah, the relationship in the book was really soft and really sweet,
Mhm.
and it really added to the emotional weight of the story.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, movie Ollie was way sketchier. He's got a taser in his car. Uh
And we don't really get into the story of what's going on with him and his brother. I mean, we do
mhm.
find out that his parents have died,
Mhm.
but like in the
Changed it too.
right, but in the book, they really do talk about like Ollie's relationship with his older brother Chris, who
Mhm.
is a sheriff's deputy, and like how Chris had to step into the role of father, but Ollie kind of resents him for it. So like there's a whole family dynamic there that's different. And that's part of why the town kind of looks at him as this like crappy kid and why people do suspect him because there has been family issues.
Mhm.
But we don't really get that in the movie at all,
Mm-mm.
other than people being like, he was a troubled child and then
Right.
moving on. Like,
Right.
And also that is why him and Makani were so close and connected, because of how she has dealt with, like her family in the past. But when we don't even dig into like her parents or any
not
issues
at
that she
all.
has with her parents,
Right.
why she's living with her grandma, besides like what had happened. But I mean, there was like a whole thing with her mom and dad in the
Mhm.
book. That really bothered me, because that is a big thing that I really like in books, is that extra little edge that makes me emotionally connected to the characters when all this crazy crap is going on.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And legitimately, Makani's in the book, her mom is pretty much a narcissist, or at least what we would consider a narcissist by our current trends standard of narcissism.
Mhm.
And we see her struggling with that through the book, and like I felt like super, like that was really identifiable, that was something that I could understand, is like that relationship with your mom not being what you wish it could be. And like they never mentioned that at all in the movie. Like it was so hard to find any connection to her in the movie, really.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I like about Ollie and Makani in the movie was that I think that whenever they were like with each other, like present with each other, they had really great chemistry, like
Yes.
friendship chemistry, like romantic chemistry. Their chemistry was on it.
Yeah.
And it was very, very good. Like it made my like heart feel a type of way where like whenever that high school love, like your first like crush type thing, like it was making me feel feelings that way.
Mhm.
Like I thought they did that really good on screen, but
Mhm.
the writing of their story was upsetting me. I was
Yes.
upset.
Yeah, in the book, Ollie uses his brother Chris to get Makani's phone number. And in the movie, he just straight up runs a background check on her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the
Yeah.
way he confronts her just didn't feel like my Ollie. So
No, not my Ollie.
no.
Nope. Mm-mm.
But in the book, the next victim is the All-American football star Matt Butler. The second kill in the movie is actually Katie, the student council
This one
president.
was funny. I'm sorry.
Loved it.
It was
Loved it.
so funny.
I will say I loved how the movie ramped up the drama of the kills and the reason behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a little bit different in the book and in the movie. For each one of the kills, it's kind of a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved this one, had me like through the whole, yeah,
Because
it
she
was
has
good.
like the podcast playing in the background and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking this is the best part when because the things that she's saying in the podcast are crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
then she's on the phone, she calls the police and she's like, the killer is here and making me record offensive hate speech at knife point, and then done.
Yep.
Offed.
In the confessional.
In the
She's like
confessional.
trying to, like, before he even kills her, like the podcast starts playing the horrible things that she's saying, and she's
Mhm.
like, well, this was satire, and she's like trying to like gaslight him like into not killing her or whatever, and she's like, it was just once, like it was only because people think these things and don't say them out loud. Like I was making a political point. Like, nah, bitch, you're just awful.
Yeah,
Bye.
that was like definitely like a the whole running theme
Mhm.
of the story in the movie. Like this is not present in the book at all.
No.
Is that showing all the terrible things that all these people are doing and like throwing it in their face right before you off them, and then sending it to everyone afterwards.
And
Yeah.
it's almost
And
like the
it was
killer, the motive behind the killings in the book is not this, but we are like instantly seeing that the motive is he is trying to show that these people are not who they say they are. That
mhm.
these people are horrible people and hiding it. And so he is like letting loose with their deep dark secrets.
Yeah. I
And
thought
I
that
love
was
that.
I actually like that added touch to it. Because I was actually watching this interview on YouTube. I think it's from Black Girl Nerds. I don't know if either of you have watched that YouTube channel, but she was interviewing the cast and also like one of the producers and asking them if why they added this, like what was the point of adding secrets into the story. Like that was like the big theme, right? Is the secrets and why they were, offing everyone and stuff. And they said that adding it because it adds like an emotional level to the fear that's already happening. And I kind of like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. No, that's super neat. So Rodrigo who is the school's computer whiz, is the next one stabbed to death in the book. And in the movie, he's also next. He is killed differently. He is forced to overdose on his own medication, and then the killer slashes his throat.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're exposing more secrets.
Wearing their faces.
Uh-huh. The killer then attacks Makani in her own house after she
This
sneaks
one upset me so bad.
in the book, she sneaks in with Ollie while her grandma is away. And grandma comes home and lunges at the killer, and she's stabbed, but she survives. And in the book, this is when we finally see who the killer is.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, it's David.
And at this point, I'm going, who the hell is David?
Right?
I'm like, who the hell is David? Because the whole time I'm like,
It was
it could
literally
be
like
this
mentioned
person.
one time.
Yeah.
In passing.
The
There's no
most
way we would have
random
figured that out.
person. Yeah.
No way we would have figured that out. Which
No.
also, I also hate in the book that they revealed who the killer was, like, literally halfway through. We still have half the book to go.
Literally 50%.
Like,
yeah.
Why are you telling us so early?
Also, I want to say that I thought there were multiple killers.
Yes, I will say that was
because
the one thing that I didn't like. I expected there to be a second killer.
Yeah,
I really
because
did.
the second kill in the book, the jock, because it was in the locker room, right? In the
Matt.
jock.
Mm-hmm.
He was explaining the killer to be super, super small and like scrunched up like on the like bench in the
Mhm.
locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe like the next person that I think it was like Makani was explaining how they look like, and it wasn't, or maybe it was Rodrigo or something. Someone was explaining how he looked like, and it wasn't matching up to how the guy in the locker room was explaining how he looked like.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe we have multiple killers on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe that was just like something weird that was
I
happening.
really expected there to be a second killer. But what made me so mad about the difference in the Makani attempt in the book and in the movie was that in the book, she's there with Ollie. Grandma's gone, but on her way home. And she just grandma happens to come in at just the right moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, no Ollie, no grandma. But grandma in the book, like, and in the movie too, like they think she's been sleepwalking because Makani
Mhm.
wakes up and like cupboard doors are opened and stuff is moved around in the cabinets and the kitchen's all jumbled, and so like grandma's sleepwalking, and they assume that that's what's happening. But in the in the in the book, that's how the killer kind of almost lets Makani know that, hey, I'm in your house, is grandma's gone. And Makani goes downstairs to get a drink after she has some intimate moments with Ollie.
Mhm.
And she goes downstairs and the cabinet doors are open. And she was like, wait, is grandma home? So then she like closes the cabinet doors and then goes into the other room and then goes back into the kitchen, and the drawers are all now open, and she's starting to realize someone's messing with me.
Mm-hmm.
And implying that like this person is the one who's been opening the cabinets and opening the doors the whole time, which leads me to believe, was grandma ever sleepwalking for real?
No, probably not.
In the movie, they make it seem like, yes, in fact, she was, because Makani like finds her awake and standing with a blank stare at some point, kind of. So that I missed that in the movie. I kind of was hoping for that, and it wasn't even there.
Because in the book, there's a theme, like the sign of the killer being there is rearranging furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Too.
Like leaving stuff out of place, or
yeah.
like, stuff that you would easily think to yourself, oh, maybe somebody else did it, but it still kind of sticks in your head.
Yeah.
Moving the furniture, opening the cabinets, leaving stuff where it doesn't belong, Yeah.
Yeah. Also, something that really, really bugged me so bad in the movie. So at this point in the movie, I think Makani had gone on like a little road trip, not road trip, but like a little drive with Ollie. And
Mhm.
that's when she had found out that Ollie knew about her past.
Mhm.
And I think at this point, she saw that he had a taser in his glove box, which aligned with someone,
Rodrigo's
yeah,
killing. Yeah.
Rodrigo's death or something like that. And so she thought, okay, Ollie might be the killer. Like, I'm like 80% sure or something like that, and leaves him. And so then this whole thing happens where Guy tries to off her with this whole all these theatrics of,
Right.
what she is possible, what we don't technically know yet, what she's done in her past, and wearing her face. And immediately, instead of Ollie coming in to save her, we have her friend Alex coming in to save her.
Mhm.
And I was so pissed at this that Ollie wasn't the one to come and save her. And then Makani says, "Oh, it's definitely Ollie. Ollie is the killer. Like, someone needs to go get Ollie because he's the killer." And I literally screamed at my TV.
And then they
I was
go
like,
and
"How
arrest
dare
Ollie.
you? How dare you?"
Ugh,
I was livid.
yep. They did Ollie dirty.
Mhm.
So dirty. He is a kind, sweet boy. How could you?
Justice for Ollie.
Justice for
Justice for
Ollie.
Ollie. Yeah, so in the book when Rodrigo is killed, they have the story from his perspective when it's happening, of course. And they mention that he's stabbed in the stomach because the killer is shorter,
Right.
so you get the image that they are smaller. But he had also sent a text message to his friend group, and another phone went off. So
Mm-hmm.
immediately you're like, oh, it's someone in his friend group. He knows
Right.
who the killer
Mm.
is.
Yep.
But the physical description always threw me. So I never, I
Yep.
definitely didn't guess who the killer was in the book. I'm going to be honest.
No.
Yeah. That one felt so random to me.
So there's the huge emotional scene with Makani, where she reveals her hazing past in Hawaii. In the book, where this is when she drunkenly cuts off her best friend's hair, and her guilt and shame tied directly into the book's themes of secrets and judgment. And in the movie, it's a lot more intense because she actually pushed her friend into a bonfire during the hazing.
So here's the thing. I like that they scaled it up in the movie because legitimately in the book, although I see why what she like cutting off her friend's hair was a horrible thing, and I'm not saying that it wasn't. I feel like the scale of I cut off my friend's hair and everybody was mad at me for a really long time, and like I get it, but I feel like it wouldn't have made like the news and all over
Well,
the same way I pushed my friend into the fire
I
and
think
Mhm.
it made the
is
news because she drunkenly ran into the ocean and almost drowned, and they
Mhm.
blamed Makani for it.
Mhm. And then they had to resuscitate her. They had to bring her back. And then she caught assault charges
For the
for the
haircutting.
haircut.
But
Yeah.
they blamed her for her friend almost drowning.
Yeah.
great. And but I feel like it was still one of those things that like I don't know, I feel like it was because it was scaled up in the movie, it was a little bit more understanding of why she moved like literally across the country
Changing
out of
names.
changing names. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like that is something that's going to be it's not going to be just local news. It's potentially going to be national news that this, this girl half her face is all scarred up and burned up because she got pushed into a fire at a teenage hazing sports thing.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
feel like it was a little bit more oomph, especially because we didn't have the parent storyline.
Mhm.
in the movie at all. Like, I feel like we needed it to have a little more oomph as to why she moved across the country into the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, from Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know?
Changing names, everything, yeah.
Yeah. That was a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
But since we already know who the killer is in the book, David's motive is slowly pieced together, and he's jealous of ambitious kids who will leave Osborne while he's stuck there forever. We get Caleb murdered at the supermarket in the book, because Caleb is a totally different character in the book and the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Katie is murdered at home. And this brings on the tension of who is next. There's the massive chaotic chase through the Martin family corn maze, and college kids and tourists are running around, and Darby and Ollie are stabbed. Alex is mortally wounded, and McConaughey is forced to chase David down. So David says he wants to kill kids, so they're stuck in Osborne forever. And then McConaughey ends up killing him herself, which is pretty brutal, but almost kind of satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the end of the book, I was like, don't you dare kill Ollie, I swear.
I was having a moment. I was like, that doesn't seem right. I don't like that.
Because McConaughey like runs off like ready to like get the job done, knowing that Ollie is dead, and then she goes and tells his brother.
Oh my god!
His brother, like, that really hurt me, and his brother, because like his brother has like no one. His brother runs after him, and then she hears like over like the radio or whatever that Ollie is still alive. I'm like, oh god, Ollie.
And the way they had just glazed over it, it's like they hit the ground dead, and then she ran off, and I was like, excuse you, go back.
He got stabbed in the head, didn't he? Like, I can't remember where he got stabbed, but
I
think it was like chest or something.
Yeah, it was getting a little crazy at the end for me.
But this David kid has stabbed so many people at this point. He knows what he's doing, and it doesn't take much for him to kill someone with one stab, because he knows what, like, they talk about it in the book that he was a hunter and whatever. So, like, I feel there's a part of me that was like, okay, he either killed him or he didn't. Stop playing these games with me. If he's dead, leave him dead. I don't want you to kill him, but also please just stop with people coming back to life.
Yeah.
It was like, she thought Darby was dead. Darby was not dead. She thought Ollie was dead. Ollie was not dead. Like, how fortunate for you that this killer just decided to stop being great at killing people at the very last second.
It was when Darby came back. I was like, oh, Ollie's not dead. Darby's here.
Pretty much.
Also, the fact that, like, you have all these people coming after you, and we're like a bunch, like, I want to say, like, what, like 4 or 5 against 1. And the one person runs out and, like, kills Alex.
Almost decapitates Alex.
Yeah, you ran by and decapitated someone.
Yeah.
And nobody caught them.
Yep.
I think that's crazy.
Yep. This last bit just got wild. The whole corn maze thing was just...
I was unhinged. Like, I would be... If I was in that friend group and, like, someone was just continuously decapitating people...
I'd be staying home.
Well, no. Let's pretend like we're at the corn maze, we're in the friend group, and we're literally actively chasing them down. Like, I'm doing, like, windmill arms. Like, I'm literally gonna be going insane. Like, I'm literally... Like, you're gonna think I'm... Like, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be scared of me. You're actually gonna hand the knife over and be like, I'm so sorry. Like, you're literally gonna be terrified of me. I'm gonna start barking, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, here. I'm so sorry.
Keri's survival strategies.
Yes, I always say that. Like, don't even try with me. Like, I will start acting absolutely insane that you will be
They
afraid of
say that
me.
is the best way to survive any kind of attack is to just like do not let them take you anywhere else. Try like fight like hell, be crazy, be wild,
Yeah.
be loud. There you
I'm like,
go.
you're telling me they just did a run by decapitation and ran away? Absolutely not.
I'm thinking of Keri windmilling, and I was like, oh yeah, make yourself bigger than your attacker. And I was like, no, wait, is that a bear?
That's bears.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like,
Oh,
I just
Lord.
like cannot imagine one person. I mean, this happens all the time, but like just one person with
One
one
person
knife.
with a knife. This is a close up weapon. This is not
Yeah,
like a
a
pew
close-up
pew or
weapon,
a
and we've
yeah.
got all of us. We like, come on,
There
let's do.
was
We got to do something.
there was even the character in the book who wasn't in the movie at all, who had a pitchfork. She had a pitchfork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a long reach. Like
Mm-hmm. I'll give
yeah.
you some distance. Yeah.
Like literally, like I'll probably start like levitating or something at that point. Like I'm literally gonna be insane. You're gonna be scared of me. Just
I
saying.
want to know where all these parents were. So like okay, all of these kids were literally told there is a murderer on the loose. He is coming for high school students. Do not be alone. Stay with your whatever.
They
And
said
like
corn maze.
what the hell? I just come on, folks. And all these parents, like there was the one mom who like she was a nurse and she had to be at
Katie's mom.
right. And so like
Mhm.
I get that. But like all these other kids that were just doing whatever and you know, oh, I'm gonna go with so and so, I'm still running around, I'm gonna go with her, I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna do over like nah, bitch, stay home. You're home, locking the door with me. And
With
That's what I would do too. Like if I'm not with a group of friends that are trying to save the day,
mhm,
my ass is home with the doors locked,
mhm.
windows locked,
and every
boarded
single
up.
light in the house on. Every
Yeah,
single light. We are
literally.
sleeping in the light.
Yeah, like nobody's getting in this house.
Well, that
Mm-mm.
was the thing with Katie. They knew they had a broken window in the basement. They knew the person was breaking into homes. That window would have been
Oh, I just got the chills because I just
I'd have
remember
had
him
Mhm.
all
running
my
up
kids,
from the basement.
yeah.
but I would have had all my kids like staying at grandma's house, or we're staying with neighbors now, or like we're having a lock in at the church, like whatever it is. We are not. My kids would not be home alone.
Mm.
Mm-mm,
Yeah, no, that's rough.
mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
That's half of these kids got killed because they want. And then Caleb, dumb butt, wandering back into the grocery store while everybody else is like, I must have left my plume in the break room. Like, fuck your plume, bro. Just do not, or at least take someone with you. Why did you
Right.
wander
Yeah,
off
what happened
alone?
to the
Come
buddy
on.
system?
I, there were so many moments in this book where I was like, "You're an idiot,"
And
and
that's
that's
why
how I
they
feel about
Mhm.
pretty much.
But in the movie, the killer is revealed much later to be Zach. And his motive.
Wait,
It,
who's Zach?
Yeah.
He's not even in the book.
Nope.
he,
Well,
he was he was
they
the
were
stoner in the book.
yeah,
Oh,
he was the
okay,
stoner.
okay,
But
okay.
they do like such like a classic like Netflix thing with like that they do with teen horror movies
Mm-hmm.
in this movie where it's like everyone is partying, everyone is like it's just a bunch of drunk and high teenagers like I don't like that. I feel like that's very typical with like a horror movie, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just feel like it's just like okay, we've done this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We've
Well, you
been
even
there
get
and done
the
that.
you even get the everyone's fake and I hate society for hating rich kids.
Yeah. The
Mhm.
bad guy monologue at the end.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Which again is scream coded.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
just why wasn't there a second killer? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that
That
really
that would
bothered
have
me.
been too scream coded.
Apparently.
Well, I do love something I really do love is when so Ollie going back, Ollie gets arrested, right? Because McConaughey's like, it's Ollie. Gets arrested. Then he's immediately let out. Okay, so Ollie's at the school by herself.
McConaughey,
Why? We don't
wandered
know.
through the halls.
Yeah, McConaughey's at the school by herself, and she sees like Ollie whipping it into the freaking school, and she like starts freaking out because she's like, I don't want to be alone with this guy because that's the killer. So, and she thinks that that's like he's coming after her. So she goes into the high school and like runs into Caleb, and then Caleb is stabbed from behind, and then we see Ollie
by not
running.
Ollie.
Yeah, by not Ollie, and we see Ollie running behind McConaughey. I'm like, and that's what you get.
Yep.
That's what you get.
Yep. Don't doubt Ollie.
Yeah.
He's
You
a good
doubted
boy.
Ollie, and now you look like a fool.
And then this is where the killer hands McConaughey the knife, and I feel like this is where he starts trying to frame her. You just left a witness. Like, plan failed already. Over.
Yep. Also, he hands her the knife, and she just stands there and is like, "Thank you."
Yeah, like she's just like holding it. And she's just like,
why? Let it don't just drop it. And then she carries it with her for like the next 3 hours.
You could have chased him down. You had the knife.
Anything, or at least when the rescue comes along to get Caleb or whatever, and the police come, you could have given them the knife. You know, be like, he gave this to me. I don't know what to do with it.
Wait, did she get to keep like the killer's weapon?
Yes, she carried it with her the whole
just as a souvenir.
Yes, like it was covered in Caleb's blood. She just wandered around with it the rest of the movie.
No, this is what
in the corn maze.
If the killer gave me the knife, I would have taken it and been like, done.
Yes, exactly. But no, she's just like, thanks. That was it. That was it. I don't get it. Yep.
Oh my gosh. But then they still need to cover 30 minutes of the movie, so we couldn't do that.
Yeah, so we had the big villain monologue. Zach had set the corn maze on fire, trapped the football team. Again, tried to frame McConaughey for his murders, even after he stabbed his dad with a sword. And then she stabs him and gives the great, "You're the problem, not everyone else" speech.
And they've been talking too long. Like, the villains always talk too long. And that's why they die in the end.
Yeah. When I go on my villain arc, it'll be very quiet. You won't.
Yeah. Not a peep out of me.
Mm-mm.
So in the book, you do feel like McConaughey has closure after she kills David. You realize you can't run away from your problems.
Or that all your problems are solved by killing a man.
Well,
there are lessons to be learned here. Multiple
there you
lessons
go.
to be learned.
But yeah, Ollie survives, and they have a hopeful, quiet ending. And in the movie, you get graduation, and couples are paired off, and McConaughey reconnects with her old friend from Hawaii. Yeah, completely different stories.
Yep.
The book felt so much slower and creepier, but was definitely a YA slasher.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, it is young adult. For those who didn't know, it's adult.
And the movie is more campy and teen slasher soap opera.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's our final verdicts?
I like the movie better, but not by much. I would say it's like a 2.25.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just enough that I was like, oh, okay. Like, of the people that I know that are into that kind of thing, I might say like, you might not hate it. Yeah. I do definitely like the relationships better in the book, though. The kills are just way better in the movie.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think I like them kind of evenly. I think that the movie has its moments of being more entertaining to watch, but I really, and also the movie has a really great soundtrack, I will
It
say.
did have a really good
Yes.
soundtrack.
It was a really, I mean, Netflix is always in their bag with the soundtracks. I will say that about that. I love it. But I really like the relationship in the book. The relationship was so good, and it just like reminded me of like young love, like crushing on somebody, and just like you could tell that it was a YA romance author writing a horror book.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
You
Yes.
could
And now that
totally
I
tell
know
that.
that, I see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I really liked that. I enjoyed that a lot. So I'm leaning slightly more towards book, but I mean, the movie definitely had some good moments in there.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I want to lean a little more toward the book just because the movie really upset me with the killer and how obvious it was.
So obvious.
And you know what? There's like a cab driver, or
Oh
not
my
like
god.
Yeah,
some
the
kind of
one Uber guy in
Uber,
town.
and his name was Dave, or like David or something. And I was like, what are they trying to do with this guy?
Yep. I will say,
So,
growing up in a small town in the middle of nowhere, like, apparently there is one Uber driver in the town where I grew up, which is kind of similar to, like, that size school with that kind of agricultural, corn maze. Well, we have tons of cows where I grew up, like, so kind of that same demographic of people. And then, like, the one Uber driver who nobody wants to have to call because they're kind of weird. But what do you do? Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
I liked that character. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was
I was just
a weird little touch.
Yeah, I was just concerned that they were gonna like attempt, like I knew it was gonna be that guy, Zach or whatever, but I was scared that they were gonna attempt to make it this driver because his name matched the name of the killer in the book. And I was like,
Maybe
okay,
he's the
don't do
second
this.
killer. Maybe there's a sequel. No. God,
We don't need it.
Please no.
We don't need it.
Skip it.
No thanks.
Skip that one.
But that's going to bring us to our question of the episode. What was your favorite class in high school? I'm going to start with Crystal.
Pass. It's been a long time. Okay. Honestly, I liked any of the like reading English literature, British literature, American literature, any of our literature classes, world lit. That was my jam. I liked to read even way back then.
Keri?
I had a creative writing class in high school that I really loved and really enjoyed. I always remember that class. And it kind of had like a journalism route with it as well, where we got to work on like a newspaper type thing where people would submit their stories to it, and we got to put it into this newspaper, and I got to work on that too, and I got to work on like graphics for it and everything.
That's cool.
So I remember doing that and really loved it. That was one of my favorite classes.
What about you, Linz?
Mine would either have to be my psychology class or my advanced English literature class. Because if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was never really good. I mean, I talk about this a lot, but I was never super good with like English class and stuff, but I was always really good at math and stuff. Like I was in like AP Calc and like all that, and AP Physics. That was like my thing.
I took those classes too. They were not my thing.
I was going to say, I was good at them, but just because I was good at something doesn't mean I want to do it.
No,
I wasn't even good. Nope.
I was in the very basic, always in the very basic, like English, literature, all that stuff, because that was like always my work. And that's always, I feel like, a thing. Like you're either really good at one or the other.
Fair.
Yep. That's true. But that's going to wrap us up on today's episode. Thanks so much for hanging out with us as we kicked off our back to school adaptations with There's Someone Inside Your House. If you want to keep your TBR stacked and support indie bookstores while you're at it, check out Libro FM. It's one of our favorite ways to squeeze in reading between episodes. We'll drop our link in the show notes so you can start listening right along with us. And don't forget to follow us on all of our socials and let us know your thoughts on whether you're team book or team movie. And of course, we'll be back next week with another episode in our back to school theme. And until then, lock your doors, check your windows, and we'll see you in the next chapter of Based on a Book. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.